Welcome to video number 9, using secondary sources to find primary sources. This is Mrs. Stats, and I will be using Mrs. Garcia's topic of John Wilkes Booth to talk about this. Topics covered in this video are using secondary sources to locate primary sources, and also evaluating these new sources to determine use in your project. After looking through Mrs. Garcia's source collection document, I decided to use this history.com website because I just really like the information on there. And I also think it's pretty user-friendly. So when I was looking through the information, I noticed that John Wilkes Booth was an actor. And so I was kind of curious about that and if I could find some information about that. And so what I did was, I'll show you what I typed in. I just typed in playbill for John Wilkes Booth. And when I was looking through here, I noticed that there was one for Ford's Theater, and so when I click on that link, then here's some playbills from when he performed before assassinating Lincoln, and just takes a second to pop up here. But there's a couple images here, and so I thought that was pretty interesting. So I would take that link and I would copy that and put it in the source collection document just for further use. I'm not sure if I would use it or not, but it's definitely something that I would want to consider. Now if I go back to the original John Wilkes Booth history.com, and as I was reading through the information on the left, there's a lot of related content on the right. And the one that caught my eye was the virtual tour of 8 Lincoln assassination relics. And so when I click on that, I can open a new tab, and I'm still on history.com, but I can watch a short video and then I can read a little bit more about just, for example, what was in his pockets. And the one that I wanted to find some more information about was the murder weapon. And so then I just opened a new tab and I typed in Lincoln murder weapon. And the very first website that comes up is the nationalparks.org. And so if I click on that link, then it takes me to a site. It's just taking a second here. The gun that shot Lincoln, and then there's some more information about that, and here's a photograph of that murder weapon. And so that was something that I could possibly use. I might want to go further and look at the other artifacts that have been preserved also. So that was definitely one that I would want to keep this link. I would copy this link then and put it in my source collection document. And then the other one that I want to talk about is one of the very first things that is in the first paragraph is on April 14th, 1865 is when John Wilkes Booth shot President Lincoln. So I know that if I look for a newspaper article that's the day after, I'll probably find some information. Now, this took me quite a while, and so I want to show you some of the different things that I found. One of the things I found when I was trying to look for a newspaper article is I was able to find some newspaper articles, but then I couldn't see the text very well. But I was able to on the New York Times website. This is a text, and it says official, and so this is from 1:30 in the morning on April 15th. And so if I read through that, that was pretty good. It doesn't look like what the newspaper would have looked like, but at least I can read the text from that. And then I also found my way to the Smithsonian.com when I was kind of looking through the different things. And something that I thought was really interesting was, this is from a newspaper in Alabama, and it says, "Glorious news, Lincoln and Seward assassinated." So there was some different feelings on this in different parts of the country. And so I just thought this was a good source that you could possibly use. So that would be another link that I would copy, and I would put it in the source collection document for later use. The last one that I want to show is I was at the Library of Congress website, and I just typed in Lincoln assassination and Abraham Lincoln papers at the Library of Congress. So this was something that I clicked on, and it took me to some more information, and then so I just kept clicking. And when I got down here to Lincoln assassination, and I was just reading through this information, I noticed that there was some art on both sides. And so that would be another primary source that I could use. This is in the Library of Congress, the Stern collection, and so this is a painting or drawing that someone did of the actual assassination, and then this one is from Lincoln's funeral. So I could research that a little bit further. One of the skills that you have to use when you're doing this kind of research is you have to kind of skim through. I didn't read through all of these different websites and the pages. I kind of skimmed through and looked around for the information that I thought would be useful in my project. So topics covered in this video were using secondary sources to locate primary sources and then evaluating these new sources to determine use in your project. And after looking at them, I'm not sure that I would use all of them. I think I probably would explore trying to find a newspaper article that was looked a little more like the actual newspaper did, but that I could read the text. So, but I thought overall I found some fairly good sources. So if you have any questions, please ask one of your teachers, and thanks for watching.